We've made it to halfway through the year 2023, so let's talk about my favorite movies of the year so far. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben. On this channel, I love to talk about movies and TV, and if you also love to talk about movies and TV, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. A couple things before we get started. Make sure to let me know down below in the comment section what are your favorite movies of the year so far. There's a difference between favorite and best here, and so take into account that I might have a movie ranked higher than you and vice versa, but that's okay because film is subjective. So far, I've seen 48 2023 releases, and if you want to hear my more in-depth thoughts on a couple of these movies, I'll have some YouTube review links down in the description. Some of these I do have full-length reviews for, but also follow me on Letterboxd, which is also going to be linked in the description to see more written reviews, which is where I log every movie that I watch. But with all that being said, let's get started with some honorable mentions. Dungeons & Dragons: Honor Among Thieves, a movie that I wasn't really excited for by any means, but I came out surprised. I had a good time with it, and it's one that you should definitely check out if you're a fan of the fantasy genre. 1001, a movie that is a very hard watch because of how raw it is, but in all the best ways, if that makes sense. It's an accurate description of how tough life can be, but it's a really powerful film at the end of the day. No Hard Feelings, a movie that I was not looking forward to by any means, but one that I, one, haven't stopped thinking about since I've seen it, and two, has also only grown on me since I've watched it. It's really charming. You should definitely give this one a watch. Evil Dead Rise, in my opinion, the best Evil Dead movie. Also, something to take into account is that I'm not the biggest Evil Dead guy, so I was going into this one with pretty low standards, but I came out thoroughly having enjoyed it. And finally, You People, a comedy that I feel like got a lot of unnecessary hate. That's fine, of course, if you didn't like it, but I honestly thought it was pretty funny. Coming in at number 10, I have A Man Called Otto starring Tom Hanks. Now, while this is basically a shot-for-shot remake of the film A Man Called Ive, there are some minor changes here and there, though. But at the end of the day, it still is such a heartwarming watch. When comparing the two movies as well, I thought that this one worked more. The emotional moments hit a bit harder for me, and Tom Hanks just somehow continues to raise that GOAT status. There are a bunch of sappy moments in this one, but that's to be expected when you're looking for a movie like this, a feel-good watch. Don't get me wrong, there are some definitely dark themes explored in this one though. This is one that general audiences will definitely enjoy. I also did find myself thoroughly enjoying it, even through a critical lens. At number 9, I have Spiderman Across the Spiderverse. Now here is where the hot takes really even start, because while I didn't enjoy this one as much as many others did, I still did have a good time with it. I mainly had issues with the story, this being a part 1 of a 2-part story. A lot of stuff does get set up early and then it kind of feels incomplete by the end. Plus it's a movie that is a lot. The story is all over the place. And I would say that it is an overstuffed movie, but the animation is just continuously stunning. This is one of a couple movies on this list that I definitely want to rewatch before the end of the year to solidify where it belongs on my list, because this is a movie that deserves multiple rewatches to, 1, pick up on all the little tidbits here and there, but also 2, just to grow even more of an appreciation for it. At number 8, I have Champions. I would say that this is the feel-good movie of the year so far. It's a total crowd pleaser. It's so heartwarming, really funny, but filled with a bunch of heart too. I mean, the ensemble across the board is terrific. Woody Harrelson leading this one. Then you also have Keelan Olsen and a group of great newcomers. Yes, it's predictable, but I just fell in love with the characters and really my time with this movie. I can see this one becoming a comfort watch over the years. Above that is M. Night Shyamalan's Knock at the Cabin. Now, I would put this in contention for one of, if not Shyamalan's best. It's definitely top 3 in my opinion. I would say that it's better than a Signs or a Sixth Sense even. It is just tension-filled with tight pacing. The characters are well-rounded and you can get invested in them, but also the story because of that. I thought it was a genuinely gripping watch. This is based off a book, and I know the book is arguably even darker than this one, but the end still manages to just pack such a punch. At number 6, I have Joyride, probably the funniest movie of the year. So if you're looking for a straight-up comedy, this is the one that I would definitely recommend, because it not only is it hilarious with one scene in particular with the song WAP that I will be thinking about for the rest of the year, but also a great cast and group of characters. You might even find yourself getting so wrapped up in it all that you're getting even teary-eyed. Don't let this one go underseen. Breaking us into our top 5 is the live-action remake of The Little Mermaid. This is one that I was excited for, but I didn't expect to love it as much as I did. I do fall into the camp that thinks that this is better than the original. It's longer specifically, and that's why it feels much more fleshed out. There's more room for the story to breathe and there to be more character moments. You get more wrapped up in the central relationship, which I felt was very strong. The cast is superb. I mean, Halle Bailey is such a star. She has such a bright future ahead of her as well. And at number 4, I have Past Lives, arguably the movie of this year that I thought about the most because of how profound it was. It is just a brilliant film. It's very subtle and it takes its time with its characters and story. But if you allow this movie to take its time, by the end of it, you may even be in tears. It's a slow, meditative look on love, loss, and regret, the choices that we wish we might have made, the decisions that we look back upon and are upset with ourselves for making them. But the what if, that is the idea that this movie plays with so perfectly. I loved it. The performances are subtle and they're not overly showy by any means. There's just so much to love with this one. But at number 3, I have Ben Affleck's Air. This movie is just straight up an absolute triumph. It's riveting from start to finish with arguably some of the best editing of the year. The snappy writing complements the editing as well. And it's a total time capsule. You are transported back to the 80s with the set design, but also the music choices. And Ben Affleck just continues to prove himself as an incredible filmmaker. Our runner-up is The Flash. Now, to me, it's very unfortunate to see that this movie is doing so poorly at the box office, because I love this one. While I did see an unfinished cut of the movie, and I haven't seen the final cut yet, this movie was emotional, funny, and so entertaining. This is very much so Ezra Miller's film, and I was so happy to see that it wasn't a Batman showcase or a Supergirl showcase. They are very much so side characters. This is a Barry Allen-centric story, and that's what I appreciated. And this is another one that I just found myself getting so emotionally invested in. It feels like a throwback to comic book movies of the past decades. It doesn't forget to have fun while also telling a great story that has a lot of heart. But in first place is the best comic book movie of the year so far, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. This is, in my opinion, the most emotional MCU movie to date. This is an utter epic. James Gunn just knows how to craft a story that has arguably the most fleshed out characters. Yes, there were 2 films prior to this one to really build upon that. But aside from maybe Groot, who gets a little too sidelined in this one, every other character is so well written. And the ending for this movie is maybe the best of the year. The action set pieces are fantastic, and the oneer in the hallway is phenomenal. It is the movie that did have me the most emotional this year, and that's why it is my favorite movie of the year so far. But that is it for my list of my favorite movies of the year 2023 so far. Be sure to once again let me know down below in the comment section what are some of your favorite movies of the year. And also let me know if there's any movies that you think I might have missed that I should check out. I want to thank you so much for watching this video, and again, if you did enjoy it, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, as well as that notification bell so you don't miss any further videos. And as always, look forward to more videos and reviews coming soon. My name is Ben, people call me Meter, and I'll see you guys in the next one.